Raiders sign LB Devin White. The Las Vegas Raiders have made a significant move, signing linebacker Devin White to a one-year contract. This is a strong addition for the team and speaks volumes about their strategy moving forward. Let's break down what this means for the Raiders. The team has been actively seeking to strengthen their linebacker core. Earlier, they pursued Christian Ellis, offering him nearly $7 million per year. Ellis, while unproven, was seen as a player with potential who could fit well into their defensive scheme. However, the New England Patriots retained him by matching the Raiders' offer, using the right of first refusal tender. With Ellis off the table, the Raiders pivoted and targeted Devin White, a proven veteran with a history of production. White is entering his 6th NFL season and has consistently demonstrated his ability as a physical and versatile linebacker. During his 5 seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he averaged over 100 tackles per year, including standout seasons with 140, 128, and 124 combined tackles. He's also been a reliable pass rusher, accumulating 23 career sacks, along with 9 fumble recoveries and 6 forced fumbles. What makes White an exciting addition is his fit within the Raiders' evolving defensive scheme. Under the influence of PeteCarroll's defensive philosophy, the Raiders seem to be transitioning to a system reminiscent of the Legion of Boom, incorporating a cover 3 approach that prioritizes aggression and physicality. White's skill set aligns perfectly with this system, providing both experience and toughness in the middle of the defense. It's also worth noting that the Raiders are making a conscious effort to bring in established veterans, rather than relying solely on younger, unproven players. This move reflects a commitment to adding experienced talent that can make an immediate impact, even if some of these players are past their prime. Signing Devin White on a one-year deal minimizes risk while offering significant upside. If he performs at a high level, the Raiders will have bolstered a key position without a long-term commitment. This signing signals a clear strategy by General Manager JohnSpytek and the Raiders' leadership as they prepare for the upcoming season. What do you think of this move? Will Devin White be the difference maker the Raiders need? Let us know your thoughts. Raiders add Geno Smith, a calculated move. Las Vegas Raiders General Manager JohnSpytek shared some fascinating insights into the decision to bring in quarterback Geno Smith. According to Spytek, the team approached the quarterback position with a no stone left unturned mindset, evaluating every possible option in free agency and trade scenarios. Spytek emphasized Geno Smith's connection with PeteCarroll, who coached him in Seattle, where Smith played some of his best football. Carroll's endorsement of Smith as a leader, competitor, and skilled quarterback was pivotal in the Raiders' decision. Spytek noted that Smith's arm strength, touch, and ability to make throws at all levels stood out during evaluations. The decision to trade for Smith came down to value. The Raiders gave up a late third-round pick, 92nd overall, originally acquired from the Jets via the Lions, to secure a quarterback they believe can help stabilize the position. Spytek acknowledged his love for draft picks, but pointed out that getting a starting-caliber quarterback for such a low cost was too good to pass up. This move reflects the Raiders' broader strategy of improving incrementally while staying competitive. Instead of banking entirely on finding a franchise quarterback in the draft, the team opted for a proven veteran who can elevate their offense. Spytek made it clear, the Raiders are focused on winning now. PeteCarroll, known for his aggressive win-now mentality, aligns perfectly with this approach. While no one is claiming that Geno Smith is a top 5 quarterback, his addition represents a clear upgrade from last year's quarterback room. The Raiders are bridging the gap between their current situation and the elite level represented by players like Patrick Mahomes. Smith offers experience, consistency, and the potential to help the team win games, while they continue to build a strong roster around him. Ultimately, this trade was about calculated risk and value. For a low third-round pick, the Raiders gained a starting quarterback with a track record of success and familiarity with their system. It's a move that makes sense for a team looking to take steps forward without mortgaging their future. What do you think of the Raiders bringing in Geno Smith? Does this move push them closer to contending in the AFC West? Share your thoughts below. Spytek's insight on Geno Smith and the Raiders' draft approach. JohnSpytek provided an interesting perspective about the Raiders' decision to bring in Geno Smith. He explained that if he were still with the Buccaneers, he wouldn't have had the inside knowledge about Smith's work ethic, football IQ, and ability to adapt to complex offensive schemes. However, PeteCarroll's first-hand experience coaching Smith in Seattle gave the Raiders confidence in his potential. According to Spytek, Carroll has seen Geno Smith at his best, praising him as a hard worker, a leader, and someone who teammates respect. While Smith may not be among the elite quarterbacks in the league, he's certainly a reliable and capable option as the Raiders look to stabilize their offense. Although Smith's performances have slightly dipped over the past 3 years, there's optimism that he can thrive under the coaching staff's guidance, especially with Chip Kelly now involved. The hope is that Smith can rediscover the form that made him successful in the past and help the Raiders compete in a tough division. The draft, a chance to build around JohnSpytek, also touched on the team's draft plans, noting that they're actively scouting offensive talent. Recently, he attended Boise State's Pro Day to evaluate running back Ashton Jeanty, even taking him out for dinner to get a better sense of his potential fit with the team. Whether the Raiders select Jeanty or another prospect, it's clear they're looking to bolster the offense to support Geno Smith. Offensive needs like right tackle and wide receiver remain priorities, with names like Tedairoa McMillan and Kyle Williams being possible targets. The Raiders are committed to improving the talent around Smith, ensuring he has the tools to succeed in the system. Defense, building through the trenches. On the defensive side, Spytek highlighted the importance of a strong defensive line to compete in the AFC West. With quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert in the division, the Raiders are focused on generating consistent pressure. Bringing back key players like Adam Butler and Malcolm Kuntz will strengthen their pass rush, making life more difficult for opposing offenses. The team's strategy is clear: invest in the trenches, both offensively and defensively. While they may not have made splashy moves in free agency, they're laying the foundation for sustained success by focusing on the draft and player development. Maxx Crosby praises Jackson Powers Johnson. One of the standout moments from this offseason has been the development of Jackson Powers Johnson, the Raiders' starting center. Star pass rusher Maxx Crosby spoke highly of him, sharing how Powers Johnson has been pushing himself during offseason training. Crosby emphasized that Powers Johnson has the talent and ability to be a great player. A former standout at Oregon, Powers Johnson has already won prestigious awards for his position, showcasing his potential. But according to Crosby, it's about more than just talent. It's about consistency, hard work, and resilience. "He's been with me most of the offseason," Crosby said. "We're up at 6:15 every morning, putting in the work. It's not easy, and there are days where you can tell it's tough on him, but he keeps showing up." Crosby's praise is a testament to Powers Johnson's work ethic and determination. If he continues to grow, he could become a key piece of the Raiders' offensive line for years to come. Maxx Crosby's praise for Jackson Powers Johnson. Maxx Crosby had high praise for Jackson Powers Johnson, but he made it clear he's not ready to give him all the flowers just yet. Crosby emphasized that Powers Johnson is showing all the right traits to become a leader and a cornerstone of the Raiders' offensive line. What stands out most to Crosby isn't just the talent Powers Johnson displays on tape, it's the work ethic. Showing up every day at 6:15 a.m. for extra training is a commitment that sets great players apart. In Crosby's eyes, those additional hours of preparation and focus will pay off in the long run. For athletes like Powers Johnson, who need to balance physical recovery with maximizing their time on the field and in the gym, those extra hours make all the difference. This is the same type of dedication that has made Crosby one of the league's elite defensive players, and it's a big reason why he believes Powers Johnson has what it takes to lead the Raiders in the future. Crosby predicts that, while Powers Johnson might not be a team captain today, he could easily rise to that level in the next 2 years. He even went so far as to say that Powers Johnson could become the Raiders' best offensive player, surpassing even future talents like Brock Bowers. Crosby's observations are a testament to Powers Johnson's physicality, football IQ, and ability to process the game at lightning speed. Whether it's his movement, strength, or decision-making on the field, Powers Johnson's elite tape backs up the praise. Crosby's acknowledgement of his potential serves as an exciting preview of what could be a breakout season for the young center. Hunter Renfrow visits the Raiders. In other news, former Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow visited the team this week. At 29 years old and having taken a break from football last year, Renfrow is looking to make a comeback in 2025. According to Ian Rappaport, Renfrow also visited the Carolina Panthers earlier in the week and is exploring more options as he considers resuming his career. While he's been off the grid in terms of football, Renfrow has already begun preparing for life post-football, reportedly working in fields like finance or sales. This kind of transition isn't uncommon for NFL players who only spend a handful of years in the league. Despite earning a solid contract during his time with the Raiders, it wasn't the kind of money that lasts a lifetime, prompting Renfrow to pursue a second career. The prospect of Renfrow returning to Las Vegas, however, is an intriguing storyline for the Raiders. Known for his precise route running and reliable hands, Renfrow could bring valuable veteran experience to the receiving corps if he can regain his form. Whether he signs with the Raiders or another team, his journey back to football will be one to watch. Hunter Renfrow's NFL comeback. Hunter Renfrow is working hard to make an NFL comeback, and it's a story worth keeping an eye on. After stepping away from football, Renfrow has been training and meeting with teams like the Carolina Panthers earlier this week and the Las Vegas Raiders more recently. While it would be exciting to see Renfrow return to the team that originally drafted him, there are questions about whether he's the right fit for the Raiders' current needs. Renfrow has always been a reliable receiver, especially underneath, where his ability to separate makes him dangerous in short yardage situations. However, his straight-line speed and deep threat ability are limited, which means he's not the kind of player who will stretch the field and keep safeties occupied. For the Raiders, who are looking to maximize their offensive potential, that might be a concern. The financial aspect also plays a role. If Renfrow is willing to sign a contract in the $4 to $5 million range, he could be a valuable addition. But if his asking price climbs to $10 to $12 million, it may not make sense for the Raiders to commit those resources, especially with players like Jakobi Meyers potentially needing new contracts soon. Another factor is roster limitations. NFL teams can only keep so many active wide receivers. With Brock Bowers likely to take one spot as a tight end and a potential X wide receiver filling another, the competition for roster spots becomes fierce. Young talents like Trey Tucker, with his speed and explosiveness, add even more depth to the conversation. The Raiders might instead focus on acquiring an explosive playmaker who fits better into Chip Kelly's offensive vision, someone who can create big plays and score touchdowns. Players like Travis Hunter or Ashton Genty could be more versatile additions, depending on how the Raiders approach the draft. Ultimately, while Renfrow's story is compelling, his fit with the Raiders remains uncertain. His skill set could align with some of the screen-heavy schemes Chip Kelly likes to run, but it's unclear if the Raiders will prioritize that type of receiver. If they bring him in, it could be as a depth piece or sixth wide receiver, but they may just as easily pass. Either way, it would be great to see Renfrow get another shot in the NFL, whether it's with the Raiders, the Panthers, or another team. He has shown he has the talent to contribute, and his journey back to football is an inspiring one.